Guys, welcome back to my, oh my god, yeah, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Yeah, that's at least a little bit better. Right. So yeah, welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to be going through a little bit of a session of running some headshots. There is a reason behind this, there is a method to my madness. I guess what I've realized quite recently is that with all obviously the professional images and trying to set up my business, trying to make things sort of, I guess, look a little bit cleaner than perhaps they actually are. Fake it before you make it is one of my favorite sayings. I've realized that I need to have something in place for my social accounts, whether it be for YouTube or Twitter, or whether it just be sort of general images on my website that sort of makes me look like a professional founder. And so one of the processes that I've gone through is to try and look up various options of where I can get my headshots done, where I can sort of look to source maybe at a good rate, somebody to come in and take some pictures. I obviously don't have an office. I can't be that inspirational founder that sort of stands in front of the city in sort of a serious pose with a beautiful sort of background, looking all sort of straight and serious. So I have to be in a position where I'm gonna try and do it myself and sort of look to utilize the skills that I've got. So I've got an iPhone X with me. I had it for a couple of years. Camera's still pretty good. A white background. So as you can see, I've moved from my office into the kitchen, so the acoustics are slightly different in here, so I apologize for the sound. I will be getting better equipment that hopefully will improve at some point. Now I'm just going to sort of walk through me trying to sort out my headshots and get that in a better position. So my dream has always been to be that founder who sits on that sort of edgy steps in the warehouse to say they've just raised their first sort of £1 million seed fund, and they're now well on their way to achieving greatness within the fund. You know, they're all sitting there with their hands on their knees and everything else. So it's kind of like that, but crap. But we're going to utilize what we have. We're going to use the resources that we have at our disposal. I don't have £1 million in the bank to source the headshots, so we're going to make of what we have. So this is a video about me sorting out my headshots, and then we'll talk about how that gets onto the social sites. I've got my iPhone set up on the actual laptop facing this way. I'm going to be using my watch, which is actually genius in terms of setting up for the photo. So I can actually see where I'm meant to be standing. I've got it in portrait mode, so pretty standard sort of iPhone sort of configuration. So it's a little bit more zoomed in than probably what you're seeing on the screen. So ultimately it's going to hopefully come sort of in a little box, and then we'll go from there. So things have taken a turn for the worst. I've actually got, I mean, you should see the setup. I'll put a picture here. I've actually got my a chair on my table, my kitchen table. I've got my laptop on a mount that's facing this way. I've got an elastic band going around the screen, and I've got my phone slightly leaning forward, so we've got a bit of height. I've tried all various different shots, and I just thought, let's try one from above. So yeah, so it's taken a turn for the worst. It's got a little bit crazy, but hopefully we're on our final few shots now. So I'll just hopefully wrap this one up. Okay, so guys, I've made it back up to my editing room / office / back bedroom. So I'm just going to go through actually a few. Basically, I've got the photos that I think I want. Hopefully they're going to be all right, but I need to now just go through the edit. So I'm going to just try and take you through, or attempt to take you through, how I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump to Loom, although this video has no affiliation to the app called Loom. It is possibly one of my favorite tools that I've only just recently discovered in the last week. It works really, really well with my project teams, and it actually allows me to get very detailed questions across the team. But besides that, I'm going to use it and jump into that. It's a bit of a screen share and walk through how my process of editing is going to work. Okay guys, I'm down here. So I've got my phone up, got some pictures. I've actually shortlisted a few looking slightly angelic even for me. Somewhere I'm looking a little bit more serious, maybe less stupid. So I've just gone through the process of basically shortlisting. I took a total of 80 photos. So just sort of the process of going through, and obviously just deleted the ones where I look like a complete moron. out the door. So I've gone through the short list, and actually there's one that's standing out to me. Don't ask me why, but this one on the bottom left, that looks like I love myself. So for me, I don't know, I look a little bit more relaxed. It looks pretty straightforward, the kind of photo that maybe works quite well. So all I'm going to do basically is just use the normal edit. I noticed there's some great options here. I mean, look how airbrushed my face is. Wow. There's some great detail and different things that you can do here. It really does make me think, actually, actually makes a lot of sense to go down this route. Some really good options. What I can do as well, I can sort of blur out the background. You see my sort of chest is getting a little bit blurry. Sort of makes my face stand out a little bit more. Not that we want to see that necessarily, but it just sort of gives a little bit more of that professional edge that you often see in some of those photos, or certainly ones that I recognise. So I'm just going to stick with that. I'll jump back into the edit. Actually going to go and I'm going to go down the route of no, I'm not going to go airbrushed. I think that's a bit much. And really all I'm going to do is just play around a little bit with the exposure. So I mean, it's really great for sort of making things look a little bit more dramatic, or if you want things to stand out, if you want to look a little bit more tanned, like you've actually been near a beach in the last 3 years, which I haven't. Some really, really good options. I think the last thing I want to do, I think one thing that actually, when I requested to do this, I wanted to have it in black and white. I don't know why, just for me, black and white maybe looks a little bit more serious. So actually I'm going to go with this approach. I think for me, actually, it looks fine. I might want to straighten it up. I think we can do that, yeah. I wanted to straighten it up slightly just so I don't look as if I'm leaning back a little bit too much. So again, there's some really good options there about how I can sort of do that. Yeah, I mean, let's go with that. So I think that's okay. I think, no, that looks stupid now. I think that's something we can go with. So yeah, I think we've got a winner, guys. And that part of my life is now over, thank God. Hopefully we've got a finished solution, a finished option, which is going to put here or everywhere. So yeah, so that was just, I guess, a little bit of an insight into how I've gone about and trying to economize in trying to get these things done. I mean, if it sticks with me for another year or so, then great, we'll go with that and stick with that headshot. So thanks again for tuning in for this one. I'm going to move back upstairs and hopefully be posting some more videos soon. Cheers, guys.